Hi, this is my first video after I have come to Hyderabad. You can see the background, so it's very different. All right. So this is an experimental thing. So I will try to keep it a short video. So I chose some topic which will be somewhat easier, but then it requires a little bit of background. So I hope those who watch this video know something about um, pa- infinite series, when does it converge, and power series, and radius of convergence, etc. Most of you at least will have some nodding acquaintance. Okay, that's good enough. Okay, you don't have to know very rigorously those things, but if you know that, I think you should be able to follow. But the most important thing is, even if you're not very sure, please go through it with the simple purpose of letting me know whether the recording is okay. Okay, you can see I'm not using a webcam, I'm using the inbuilt webcam of the laptop. And yeah, right. And the audio also, I may not be sure, there may be a lot of surrounding noises which may be coming. So please write your comments below this video so that I will come to know in what way I can improve that. If it's extremely difficult, it doesn't allow you to concentrate on mathematics, then it's of no use. There is no point in my continuing this unless I get a better way of dealing with this. Okay. Okay, let's get started. So as usual, we will share the screen and do that. Okay, so Abel's limit theorem on power series. What I plan to do is I try to give a direct proof. Okay, usually it is done by what is called Abel summation formula, and from that they will deduce this, what I'm planning to do. But when I was a student, even when I was teaching, I was a little bothered because Abel's summation formula is easy. It's like integration by parts. So within about 3 minutes, you can prove the theorem, prove the. It's almost a tool lemma. But I was not sure how he got it, why he looked at such things. Okay. Then I want to look at a place where he would have actually worked it and then abstracted it as a separate tool. Okay. If it's a little too vague, don't worry. As usual, try to learn and you will understand. All right. So let me share the screen. Yeah. So this proof you may not find in my book or in most other books. So this is a somewhat a direct proof. So you can download it from this article. I'm yet to upload it, but I will be uploading it soon. So you can download it from that website. dspace mtts.org.in expository. Okay, it's not dspace, whatever is, I had forgotten the name. You know that name. Earlier things I would have given. See, this is a problem with me. If I don't use it, I forget. That's why mathematics also the same thing. I keep thinking. Anyway, so let's start with the. I hope the thing works. See, various things give problem. Stop sharing. Why I'm not? So this is working. Why is this not working? Oh, I thought it's good. It worked earlier. So let me stop sharing. St- Stop recording, or no, I'll pause recording. So you can see how much one has to struggle to set up various things. I hope I will be able to do it now. So we are considering a so-called power series AK x power k equal to 0 to infinity, right? So we assume the radius of convergence is 1. What does that mean? If mod x is less than 1, fix any real number x such that mod x is less than 1, then I have a series AK x power k. Now remember, x is not a variable now, it's a number. Therefore, this is an infinite series of real numbers. Okay. This real number is convergent. For which? For every such x. Then, okay. That's what radius of convergence means for us for the time being. So what does Abel's theorem say is the following. Suppose I have, look at this series AK. This is a, okay, this series. Suppose this is convergent. This may not converge. We are assuming suppose it's convergent. For example, if an AK are equal to 1, right, then I have x power k and this radius of convergence is less than 1, right? But what is the corresponding AK? AK is 1, 0 to infinity. This series is not convergent. You understand? So it may not converge. In general, what we are assuming, so assume that this is convergent, right? Okay. Then again, it's known that, okay, for each x such that mod x is less than 1, as I said, this the sum of this series, okay, exists. This is a real number. This real number I denote by fx. Okay, this sum depends upon x. Therefore, I call it a function of x, and we want to say it is function of x, right? Okay. Now, what do I want to do? And it's also known. Okay, yeah, therefore f is a function from the interval -1 to +1 to r, and it is known that it is continuous. This is known. This is a known fact. Okay, right. Now, what does Abel's limit theorem says is, let us look at limit x tends to 1 minus, that is, this is -1 to +1, and x is here, and is x goes to 1, okay, of fx, okay, and we want to say it exists. Not only it exists, and it is equal to the limit equal to summation a k equal to 0 to infinity. Okay. Now, what does this really mean? Okay. What does this really mean? This really means that a function originally, the function f, okay, I define on -1 to +1. So let me define f at 1 to be this ak 0 to infinity. Right? Okay. So let me go to the next page. I hope I can go here. Okay. Right. So what it says is, now therefore I have a function f from open -1 to close my +1 to r. Okay, this is a function now because f at 1 is defined. This function is continuous on where now? On the interval -1 to closed at 1. Okay, please understand this result. So what are our assumptions? Our assumptions are, I am given a power series summation ak x power k, and what I am assuming? I am assuming this series radius of convergence is 1. That means for every mod x less than 1, this series of numbers 0 to infinity ak of x power k is convergent. Okay, right. Again, I have some problem with the pen. Let me see that. Yeah, okay, it is there. Oh, I have to get used to this. I'm using with a laptop, which is giving problem. Okay, let us see. Right, okay. So, how do you prove this? So, let us look at some certain things. What we want to do is, let me change the color of the pen to be black. Okay, let me look at, okay, let S equal to the infinite series, k equal to 0, sum of this infinite. Quickly recall what is meant by this. This means, let us look at Sn to be a naught up to an. These are called the nth partial sums, and Sn converges and it converges to S. This S is called what we call the sum of the infinite series ak. You understand? So what we know is yes. So that means we want to define f1 equal to S. We want to define. Okay, right. Now what do you want to do? So we want to prove a limit x tends to 1 minus of fx minus s. Okay, this is equal to 0, right? Limit x tends to 1 minus of fx equal to s is same as saying this is 0, right? That means we want to estimate mod fx minus s. Now what is mod fx? Mod fx is summation ak x power k, and this is 0 to infinity. I hope, I mean, you don't mind if I don't write this indices so that I can save some time. AK 0 to infinity. So you may think I have what, okay. Notice that this is a convergence series for mod x less than 1, the first series. The second series is convergent given. Therefore, by algebra of convergence series, summation an plus summation bn will be summation of the new series whose nth term is an plus bn. Therefore, I can write this as ak into xk minus 1 or 1 minus xk if the other way around. Okay, you follow that? And so when I want to say this estimate, an obvious estimate will be like this. But this again by triangle inequality, I will have mod xk into mod xk over k minus 1. But you will see if I do like this, I run into problem. It's not very obvious how to do this. This is the estimate. Okay, if I assume summation mod ak is convergent, one may be able to do that. Okay, this is where Abel thought of a new idea. What is the new idea? He said, let us look at ak. What is ak? Ak x power k 0 to infinity. For him is nothing other than sk minus sk minus 1 into x power k, where k from 0 to infinity. Therefore, when k is 0, x minus 1 is there. So we will set s minus 1 is 0. We will define like this. Okay, right? Now, if you wanted to work with this, why he wants to work with this is he, as k tends to infinity, mod sk minus 1, I will be able to estimate. This is his basic idea. Okay, well, let us go through it a little more. Okay, so it's not very comfortable for me, but anyway, I have to live with this. So let us look at I don't know whether I can make it smaller. Okay. Okay. So what I want to do, yeah. So let us look at the partial things. So ak, right? X power m, x power k, and k running from 0 to m, not to infinity now. You understand? So this I can write as sk minus 1 into x power k, k from 0 to m, right? So this I can write as summation 0 to m sk into x power k minus summation again 0 to m sk minus 1 into xk, right? Now do you see something I can do something here? See, I can make is, if I know how to deal with xk, x power k, here it is sk minus 1 into x power k. So what do you think I can do? I can take the x out. Therefore, it will be sk minus 1 to x power k minus 1, 0 to m, right? But are you following? Yes. Therefore, this I can write as, this sum I can write as 0 to m minus 1 sk x power k minus x into xk minus 1 x power. See, this is k. I can write it as r. You understand that? This is dummy index. Instead of k running from this, I will write it as some xk x power k, the 0 to m minus 1 only. You understand that? And here there is sm x power m left out. I hope all of you are following. So what you have got is, it is 1 minus x into summation xk x power k 0 to m minus 1 plus sm x power m. Do you understand? See, this is just pure algebra. It's a finite sum. So what have we done? K equal to 0 to m, yeah, k x power k. This is the mth partial sum of the power series. That what you have written? We have written as something very interesting. That is equal to 1 minus x into m minus 1 to power series m minus 1th partial sum of the power series, not with the coefficient ak but x power xk, and with some error term. Are you following? Sure. So pause, review, proceed. Slowly I'll get used to it. So don't be put off my discomfort. Okay. All right. So what have we got? So let us write it. What we got is this summation 0 to m a power k x power k equal to 1 minus x into summation xk x power k, but here it is 0 to m minus 1 only, plus sm x power m. This is where the able summation by parts formula comes. Okay, the more abstract version you can look at into any of the books, including my book on real analysis. Is this clear to you? Now, what do you think you have achieved? Remember, we were wanted to estimate summation 0 to infinity ak x power k minus summation s, right? Now it gives a way out because it says this fellow is nothing other than sum 1 minus x into xk x power k. You understand? Minus s. So I can do something fantastic with that. Okay, just bear with it. Now I want to know what happens to if I take limit as m tends to infinity here. So this by definition will be 0 to infinity of ak x power k. This is our fx. You understand this? Now let us look at what happens to this fellow. Okay. Now, I claim by construction for mod x, by assumption for mod x less than 1, this power series is convergent. It converges to this. Therefore, this is a convergence series. And this remember, this is a sequence of numbers as m, whereas this sequence of numbers is convergent. And I want to say the sequence of numbers sm x power m is also convergent for fixed x with mod x is less than 1. Okay. So what does that mean? Notice that my sm converges to s. Therefore, this is a bounded. So let us say sm is less than or equal to m for every m. Okay. And remember, what is x? Mod x is less than 1. So what do I know? If mod x is less than 1, I know that mod x power m goes to 0. Right? We know since mod x is less than 1, mod x power m goes to 0. And therefore, sm into x power m in modulus is less than or equal to m into mod x power m, that goes to 0. Therefore, what I will show now, I was mth term of a sequence. This sequence converges to this number and this sequence converges to this 0. Therefore, this sequence must converge. Where will it converge to? Are you following? So let us look at what we have done is something like alpha n equal to beta n plus gamma n. I know this converges to alpha. I know this converges to gamma. Okay, then what do I know? I know beta n also converges. Where does it converge to? Alpha minus gamma. That's what we want to use. Therefore, we know as m taking limit m tends to infinity, what I have is 0 to m ak x power k, okay, 0 to infinity. This is equal to 1 minus x into summation xk x power k equal to 0 to infinity. You understand that? Because where does this infinite series converge? It converges to 0 to infinity sk x power k into 1 minus x. That remains. This is sm into x power m, which goes to 0. Have you understood? So this is the crucial thing. So again, do PRP. Pause, review, and proceed. This is all we need to complete the proof. Do you appreciate this? Right. Now let us look at what am I supposed to show? I wanted to show fx converges to s as x tends to 1 minus. Right. That means I have to estimate fx minus s. But the fx is summation ak x power k, and this is summation ak. I said this I may not be able to convert. But what does this says is, it says fx equal to this 1 minus x into sk x power k. You understand? So I can replace this sum as mod 1 minus x summation x power k into x power k minus s. Do you understand this? This sub equal to this, right? Now, what is the great point here? Since sk converges to s, I know how to estimate mod sk minus s. Somehow I have to bring in that. But unfortunately, this is just s. I cannot just like that bring it in, right? This is infinite series. You understand? So what do you do? This is a trick you must have seen when you did fundamental theorem of calculus also. Okay. The thing is, yes, you can write it as, so I want to write s into, I want to write s as s into x power k. Then I can write x k x power k minus s into x power k summation. But then remember, when I sum, this s comes out, but this is s into x power k. But we know this is convergent. Where does it converge to? It converges to 1 upon 1 minus x. Do you understand this? Am I going fast? So we know x power k 0 to infinity is 1 by 1 minus. These are a convergent geometric series because mod x is less than 1, right? Therefore, if I look at s in summation x power k 0 to infinity, this is same as s into x power k. What I will get is s into 1 minus x. Sorry, 1 minus x denominator. S by 1 minus x, right? So what I can do, remember again in the earlier one, what I had was 1 minus x into summation sk x power k. Therefore, this s I can replace by, how many of you can guess? You understand this? This s comes out, therefore summation x power k, but it is 1 upon 1 minus x, 1 minus x into 1 minus x cancel, therefore I'll get with s. Do you understand? Yeah. Just I said something like, in the fundamental theorem of calculus, you would have seen a proof. Okay, the way you would have seen that will be, you will write something like fx minus fc by x minus c. Okay, minus f dash c. You may want to do that. This f dash c. Okay, what you do is f dash c is something like 0 to something by 1 by x. This is a constant, therefore you write it. Therefore you'll have. Okay, suppose it's a 0 just for the fun. Just keep it. Fx minus f0 by x minus 0. Okay. So recall, go through fundamental theorem of calculus. Those who have seen should compare this proof. A constant is replaced by a sum there. Here, it is replaced by an integral in fundamental theorem of calculus. See, maths is fun if we can relate various things. Okay. Otherwise, everything looks very disjoint. You do not see the pattern. Anyway. Okay. Because what you do, if f is a continuous function, you define g of x to be, let us say, a to x, okay, f of t dt, right? Then you want to say g dash at c exists and it is equal to f at c. So how do you do that? You look at gx minus gc by x minus c minus fc. You want to estimate. Do you want to estimate this? All right. So gx minus gc is going to be a to c. Therefore, it's going to be integral x to c or whatever, c to x, let us say x minus c, okay, of f of t minus f of c, because there is x minus c. Yeah, are you following me? So here this f of c you can write as integral f of c between c and x into 1 by x minus c. Therefore, I have 1 by x minus c common, integral something to ft minus fc. Okay. So this kind of digressions, usually does not happen in textbooks and classrooms, but this is how I learn. Okay, because you can see it's exactly the same trick is what you are doing. So let's come back. So estimating fx minus s, I reduce it to something like estimating 1 minus x into sk x power k minus s power k. This is the infinite series, 0 to infinity modulus. Are you happy? Yeah. Now what do you do? Now I can do something. I can take 1 minus x into, this is, now notice that this is conversion. This is also conversion. Therefore, as I said earlier, theory of convergence series summation an plus summation bn equal to summation of the series an plus bn, whose nth term is an plus bn. Therefore, this is going to be sk minus s into x power k. See, this is what I want to estimate, 0 to infinity. Now, do you see my standard divide and conquer trick is staring at us? Why? Because if k is very large, I know how to estimate. So this is less than or equal to 1 minus x modulus, but it's same as 1 minus x, because this my x is between minus 1 plus 1, therefore it's positive. X will be somewhere here and x is supposed to be near to 1. Therefore this will be positive into mod sk minus s into mod x power k. This is 0 to infinity. This is the obvious estimate, right? Now what do I want to show? I want to show this is less than epsilon if x is very close to 1, right? So how will I do that? If k is very large, I know this can be controlled. Mod sk minus s will be less than epsilon. Okay, so what do we do? Divide and conquer. The rogue elements are very finitely many. After certain stage, everything will be less than epsilon. That is, since xk converges to x, given epsilon positive, okay, since xk there exists a capital N, so that for k greater than or equal to capital N, mod sk minus s is less than epsilon. Therefore, I can break this sum to two parts, 1 minus x into summation 0 to, let us say, n mod sk minus s into mod x power k plus again 1 minus x into summation mod sk minus s into mod x power k, and here it is n plus 1 to infinity. Do you understand this? Yeah. Now is this easy to estimate? Yes, because this is less than or equal to 1 minus x into epsilon into mod x power k. Remember, mod x is less than 1, therefore that's also less than 1, right? Therefore this x I can take, sorry, that's not the way. I just jumped too fast. Let us look at, so let us look at n plus 1 to infinity case. Okay, I have 1 minus x into epsilon into x power k. So this I can write as 1 minus x epsilon. Okay, this also 1 minus x. Remember, I can 1 minus x, I can assume this is less than 1, therefore this is less than epsilon. Okay, epsilon into x power k. This is n plus 1 to infinity, right? But remember, we know that 0 to infinity x power k converges to 1 by 1 minus x, right? And again, I can assume x's are all positive, right? Because x goes to 1, therefore I can assume x is near to 1, that means x is positive. You understand? Therefore, this is an infinite series of positive things and it converges. Where does it converge to? It converges to the supremum or the LUB, right? So 1 by 1 minus x is nothing other than LUB of this series 0 to any arbitrary m, x power k. LUB as m varies. You follow that? Yeah. Therefore, it follows this fellow will be less than or equal to 1 by 1 minus x. And this 1 by 1 minus x also, if you want, you can cancel. Have you understood this? Yes. Therefore, what do you think I have done? I have done this. The second term is less than epsilon. Because this is less than epsilon, then I have to add n plus 1 to infinity of xk, but that will be less than 1 by 1 minus x, and there is a 1 by 1 minus x, they cancel, therefore I get second term is less than epsilon. Now I have to only estimate the first term. Now let's look at the first term. What does the first term say? It is 1 minus x into summation 0 to n mod sk minus s into mod x power k, right? This is a finite sum, right? Now my mod x is always less than 1, therefore this fellow is less than or equal to 1 minus x into 0 to infinity, sorry, not 0 to infinity, 0 to n mod sk minus s. And how many terms are there? Finitely many terms. So call this as a constant c. You understand this? Yes, call this a constant c. This is a constant because you give me an epsilon. I fixed a capital N. Therefore, the number of terms here is finite. And each skx are all constants. And mod x, I removed it by 1. Okay. Therefore, this is a constant. Therefore, this term is less than or equal to c. What do I want? I want this to be less than epsilon. Can I do that? What does that mean? That is c times 1 minus x should be less than epsilon. That means 1 minus x should be less than epsilon by c. You understand this? Yeah, right. So I have minus 1, 1 and x. Therefore, this distance should be less than 1. Are you following? Okay. Yeah. So this distance is at most delta. Are you? Yeah. So 1 minus x should be less than epsilon by c. That means what? This is the distance between mod x minus 1 should be less than epsilon by c. Remember? But what do I want? Remember, I have to show the limit x tends to 1 minus. Let's go back. Please understand what you want to do. Yeah, we want to do this. That means what? I have 1. I have to choose a delta so that anything within this distance, delta distance, okay, if x is here, okay, mod fx minus s will be less than epsilon. Do you understand? So I have found a delta. So this is delta should be less than epsilon by c. And I will also assume delta is less than 1. Therefore, 1 minus delta remains positive. Okay. Because I want 1 minus x should be positive. Therefore, I want 0. This is minus 1. This is 1. Right. So if delta is positive less than minimum of 1 and epsilon by c, what is c? Given epsilon, I found an n. Once I found an n, I found this term c k, sorry, sk minus s 0 to n. Okay, this term is what I call c. Right, this is fixed. So delta should be minimum of these two things. Then we have proved for such x such that mod x minus 1 or 1 minus x is less than delta, mod fx minus s is less than epsilon. That means limit x goes to x minus x goes to 1 minus of fx equal to s. Okay, please pause, review, proceed. As a standard application, let us look at the function fx equal to log 1 plus x. This has meaning for x is minus 1. This, you know, is a infinitely differential function. You can write down the Taylor series, and the Taylor series you will find it to be this minus 1 to the power k minus 1 by k into x power k. This is the Taylor series of f. Okay, and the radius of convergence by ratio test, you can see that it is 1. Okay, radius of convergence of this series is 1. Right now, what is my ak? Ak is minus 1 to the power k minus 1 by k. Is AK convergent? This is standard alternating series, therefore it is convergent. Okay, this is standard alternating series, which is convergent. Yes, therefore Abel's theorem, which you just now quoted, is applicable. Right. So what do I get? So f at 1. So remember, f is continuous already. F is actually differentiable. Okay, for all on the interval minus 1 to infinity. Right, for x greater than minus 1. Right, and what did you do? I can define f1 to be summation ak, and then f is continuous, right? What does that mean? That means my f of 1, which is log 2, must be equal to the sum of the alternating series minus 1 to the power k by k. So we found out the sum of alternating series, standard alternating series. Okay, pause, review, proceed. As I said, you can see that in the new setup, I was struggling quite a bit. Okay, there are a lot of things which are not. I don't know why it's not working. Yeah, so you can see I was struggling a bit on these things, but you should not deter you. Okay, please go through it and try to understand. Okay, and most importantly, as I said, leave your comments about the audio and video quality. Okay, depending upon your comments only, I will know whether I want to continue or I should wait till I can find something better. Yeah, okay, have a good day. Happy New Year again to all of you. Enjoy.